Hello YouTube fans, here again. And as I'm doing my 80s marathon, let's now go into 1989. A damn good year for films and a damn good year for action films. When you think about it, it was a good year for everything. You had DC Comics coming back to life with Tim Burton's Batman. You had underwater films, let's say like The Abyss. You had date Walt Disney films when Walt Disney was worth something, that being Honey, I Sunk the Kids. So I had a lot of good films in '89. You had the smash hit sequel being Lethal Weapon 2. You had a lot, and you also had this, which I'm now going to review. The second outing for Timothy Dalton, which sadly would be his last outing, that being License to Kill. License to Kill is one of my favourite Bond movies. It's one of my favourites of Timothy Dalton, even though he only ever did 2 Bond films, which I'll get to in a minute. And basically, it's a damn good action film. It's a damn good film. And the reason why I keep saying it's damn this and it's damn that is because a lot of people have damned it over the years. Over the years, it was, when it first came out, let's say in '89, it was a smash hit. Like most of the Bond movies, it box office records. Like most of the Bond movies, it was a big hit. But it was been out to be the most different Bond movie of most. It wasn't like Bond going on a mission, saving a beautiful girl, killing the baddies, and all the usual stuff you see in the Bond movies before this. It was a different no when you think about it. But because of that, people condemned it. They said it was the weakest. They said it killed the franchise. Said it took them this and this. They made a new one. And I remember defending it last time for that. That was because of legal reasons why it took them years to make another Bond film. And because of that, by the time they'd got to another Bond movie, Timothy Dalton was over the mill. He had enough at that point. He waited too long. He decided to call it a freaking day. So Timothy Dalton is not the brain for that. And Leslie Ryan, the actor that played 2, even said that Timothy Dalton was very, very faithful. I'll say it again. Faithful to what Bond were like in the books. I never saw it in the first one he did being The Living Daylights. You know what I mean? He was just getting used to do him. Because I've had him watch them all for so many years. When you get a new face taking over, it takes a while to get to know him. But in this one, I would say he definitely is more faithful to the book. You can definitely see he's darker. He has a bit more of an edge. Than it watch some more, let's say when they did For Your Eyes Only, the bit when he kicks the car over and the film falls to his doom. You could have said that with Watson Moore, but I think Timothy Dalton definitely had more of an edge when he did this. Let's go with the bloody story anyway. So you got Vinky Knights, who sang License to Kill. Again, really peed me off because she never liked the song because she's very religious and she said License to Kill. Which always annoyed me because to me it's just a song. But Vinky Knights, I remember her first name, sang the theme song to License to Kill. I'm not going to do the rest. And we get on with the opening. The opening's just similar to the same. The famous gun barrel, Timothy Dalton shooting and blood going down. Then we got a date opening and a date freaking villain. How can I forget the villain? Santos. Santos, to me, is one of the favourite films. I'm not only going to talk about this film and review this film, I'm going to offend this film. Because I don't think it deserves the shit it has got over the years. I don't think it does. I think it's a damn good film. As always been a Bond film. But let's get back onto Santos. Santos, when you think of Bond villains, he never gets mentioned. People think of villains in the past, they think of Dr. No. That is the first one. It's all fair enough. They think of Goldfinger. They think of all the Blowfields. They think of other villains. It's never ever Santos. And I think Santos is a brilliant, brilliant villain. Now at the time, this Bond movie got a lot of shit because it was very, very violent. And it was violent. I think over the years, on video, it was violent. And then when they put it on DVD, they sold it more uncensored. Because in our country, cut the bugger. And then on Blu-ray, you got to look to see a few more extra scenes, what wasn't on the DVD. Where now you can see it in its total uncut form. So License to Kill was one of the most violent of Bond movies. Granted, they were getting violent when the later ones were Wads and Moors. But I still reckon it was more comic violence. In this, it was just violent. But that's what I liked about it. I think it had an edge. Like Santos, he comes in, and originally this scene was cut. It was cut by the MPA and now censorship. There's a scene where he's ripping this poor girl, which was originally was cut. And so on. They got Bond, he saves the day, got that date thought song, but then it's a different film. And I do like the fact they bring back one of the original actors, may he rest in peace, as he's no longer with us, being the actor that appeared as Felix Leiter in Live and Let Die. He also appears in this, funny enough, as the same character. So the same actor, let's say, played Felix Leiter, who we all know is mostly in the Bond films. He also appears as Felix in License to Kill. Maybe to the fire. But it's quite an interesting film because Felix and his wife get married, and Santos, who's one of the villains, breaks out of jail, kills Felix's wife. You don't see it till after, but you get the aftershots. And what they do to Felix is just evil. It's complete and utter evil. You know what I mean? They feed him to the sack. It doesn't kill him, but it bites half his leg and it puts him in a bad way. Puts him in a coma at first. And that's when Bond, it's a notch, because he ain't just going on a mission like he does in most of his films. He's going for a personal vendetta. And people didn't like that. People hated the fact that Bond was going on a personal vendetta. Wasn't his usual Bond. All right, he had dad tits. He had a Watts. Remember right there. It had a laser on it. I could be right wrong on that one. I think it did have a Watts with a laser, unless I'm thinking of Never Say Never Again. I'm sure there's a scene where it had a laser. I could be right wrong on that one. But he had that done with this, and he had that thing that looked like a Chandor. Then that was the one that had a laser. It's a Chandor and it has a laser. I like that little touch. So they feel little dad tits, but not too over the top. I think at this point, I think they were trying to make Bond a bit more realistic. Okay, the action's over the top, but let me say something, man. Let me say something. I'm doing some pattern of the Bond films today. Why not? Why not? Today it's CDR. CDR. You've got a scene where they had real trucks, movie made, only made for action films. Remember that it was done by a company. And you have real explosions, real truck chases, a date boat chase scene, real explosions, something you're never going to see in any Bond movie or any action movie ever again. Never going to see it. Everything's computer effects these days. Real flipping stunts. And this is something else I'll delete Timothy Dalton for. Something else I'll delete him for is the fact he did his own stunts. Some of them, yeah, it was a stunt man. You can see it was a stunt man. But some of them, Timothy Dalton did his own stunts when this film come out, which not a lot of people pays. Yes, people pays Channel Trade. But in all fairness, Timothy Dalton did his own stunts. And I kind of like him because he's not trying to be another Sean Connery. He's not trying to be another Roger Moore. He's playing it his own way. He's not as much of a womanizer as what Roger Moore or Connery was. Granted, that's how they portrayed Bond. He's making it more faithful to the book. He's on a personal vendetta. So there's a good bit where he gets abducted and Santos thinks that Bond's his bosom buddy, not knowing that he's on a vendetta. And I like the Bond girl in it. She's cocky, she's arrogant, but she knows how to angle herself. And that's what I like about this Bond girl. She's not like someone who looks pretty. Like Solitaire, she was just pretty to look at. I think she was a good actress and all, James Seymour. You could put her behind the lines of Pussy to Law, or maybe Honey Rider, in the sense that she knew how to angle herself, like the one in For Your Eyes Only. But she was more off the Bond girl. You probably see her was more not as pretty. She's pretty, but you know what I mean? She knew how to angle herself and all. And it's one of these, is she going to go with this other dude, Santos, this woman, or is she going to go with this other dude? But Santos finds out, like I say, that Bond is going after him for a vendetta. There's a lot of deleted scenes, which I wish was in the Bond film, but like most films, deleted. But like I say, Santos finds out. You've got that Jake scene in the truck. He outsmarts him. I love the fact that he has a lighter, which is funny enough, it's in a deleted scene in A View to a Kill, where he actually had the same lighter. I never did get that, but it's a deleted scene in A View to a Kill. You never see it, but he actually asked Roger Moore, as Bond in that era, actually had a lighter very similar to the one you see in License to Kill. Deleted scene. Also, that's me wondering if he's paid forward or backwards. Was it written in later? But you've got Santos, he's about to hack Bond, and he says, "You could have had everything." And then Timothy Dalton says that lovely line. Do you want to know why? And he looks at him, pulls out the lighter with Felix and his wife, presses it, fire comes out, Santos got oil all over him, and he goes on fire. Again, slightly cut from the MPA. Have to say more uncut now. There's a lot more ways on fire. He's steaming and adding her. And he gets out of dodge. And it's like what it is. Is he going to go with Santos' woman, or is he going to go for the other one? Happy to say he goes for the other one. Jumps in the water. And I also love the song at the end. If you ask me to. I'm not going to do the rest. But it's a damn good song at the end of the Bond movie. And I just think it's sad that Timothy Dalton never had the luxury of doing any more Bond movies after that because of legal reasons. Not because he left. Because he was, like Woods and Moore, he was contacted to do probably, I think, 5 more Bond movies. I could be right, it could be wrong. It could have been 5 or 7 more. And there was ideas for him to do another Bond film. But sadly to say, it never got to be. But in '89, we had Licence to Kill. It was a big hit in its day. It was different than most of the other Bond movies, remind what I just said. And it's a damn shame nowadays people diss it, they disrespect it, and not a lot of people say, oh, and very respectful of it. I still think today it holds up. I still love Licence to Kill. I love the action in it. I love it saying underwater. You've got deep sea divers trying to get him and it shoots up. Again, practical stunts you're never going to see ever again in any action film. I love the bit where he's on the boat. I love the bit where he's flying on the airplane and he's leaning over. I love the bit where the bad guy's got the better of him. He's going to go on his big dock off Brenda. And Bond gets the bad guy again. So that's actually cut on the MPA. Turns to mush. I love that. I love the Bond girl in it. And one thing else I like, and I almost forgot to say, there's a guy in it, right, who is the son of the actor that appeared in, let me think, From Russia With Love. If you ever remember Bond's mate in it, and he gets killed on a train, that guy, he says, these are my sons. Family is very tough in this business. And he's sort of like that. Well, sad to say, he passed away when the film From Russia With Love was being made, right? So his son actually appeared in Licence to Kill in a very small role. But yeah, just a bit of interesting tip there for people who may or may not know that. But yeah, Licence to Kill, I love the film. I still love it today. I still think it's an entertaining film. Still love it. The hell with it. In my eyes. A 15-star rating. That's no faults with me. I will offend Licence to Kill. I think it's a damn good song. I never understand the singer saying, oh, I don't really like the song because of religious reasons, because it's called Licence to Kill. Give me a break. It's a film. It's a film. Get over it. I do know originally it was going to be called Licence to Be Provoked. And I'm down that bit went with Licence to Kill because I think it definitely goes with the film. It's a guy being Bond on a personal vendetta, happens to his mate, going out for revenge. It's a revenge film. It's a damn good action film. Even if you're not a Bond film, it's still a good action film. And I love Licence to Kill. I'm praising it that much now. I'm firing it out my bum. I love it. But until then, be smart, be safe, and I'll do some more 80s action films on the way. Until then, see you later.